Good morning, Misty.
Good morning, Isaac.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Oh, I got you.
Hello, Nick.
There we go.
Hello, Nick. Hello, Nick.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
What you doing this weekend?
Same thing I've done every weekend for 9 months.
Try and take over the world.
Sitting in my apartment, watching Netflix.
I think we're open now. This is 3 weeks in the future.
I don't think so.
Okay. We've all been vaccinated now.
I hope. Whew.
But we should think about taking that tree down before
Yeah, I was going to take it down today.
Valentine's
this
Day.
weekend. I mean, maybe I'll leave it up all year. I
maybe.
think it's festive.
It is festive.
It's fun.
It's fine.
You know.
Fine.
It's fine.
Fine. You don't tell us what to do, okay? Folks at home?
I mean, they do.
You pretty much can tell us anything.
You can tell us anything.
We are
would do it.
suckers for your input.
Yeah.
We will do almost anything for your love and affection.
It's true. It's very, very true.
Speaking of love and affection.
Nelson. I can't live without your
Love and affection. I learned about that on 80s Hair Metal Week.
I know.
Episodes 41 through 45.
I don't know how you remember these things.
They're in the 40s because I just redid all the thumbnails for you.
Oh, right.
It's in the 40s or 50s.
Okay.
80s Hair Metal Week. Check it out.
Yep.
Like and subscribe.
It was fun.
Smash that notifications bell.
I think we need to come up with something new.
Yeah. Gently
Smash
glide.
sounds...
It's just what all the YouTubers say.
It sounds douche.
You could just gently glide your cursor over the...
I like that.
The
Gently glide your fingers over that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Or
And
notification
just
button.
give it a little boop. Just a
boop.
boop.
A boop on the nose.
Would you boop the notifications bell, Nick?
No.
Okay. All right.
Would you smash it?
No.
See, Nick's a hard customer.
Okay, fine. What would you do to the notifications bell?
I'd ignore the shit out of it.
Like everybody else.
Me too, dude.
I honestly don't even know what you're talking about. I've never seen that. I've never looked for it. I don't care.
I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
For the next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts.
And ruin it with opinions.
From pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks. Okay.
Yeah.
Negative Friday Nancy over here. Well, Misty, you want to brighten the mood with what we're going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about two guys that died. Sorry.
Wow, I feel like... Is it Charlie Brown that has the cloud over him all the time?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Linus.
But I think it's going to be a really good episode, though. We're going to talk about Prince versus David Bowie. And both of them fill me with such joy that even though they've passed, they've left such a legacy of happiness in my life.
Okay.
So,
Prince versus
trying to turn
Bowie.
that frown upside down.
Turn that smile into a pile.
What?
I don't know. I just tried to rhyme something. It didn't work out. They can't all be winners, guys.
They can't. But this episode's going to be.
Sure.
Okay. So I just want to start it off and ask the two of you, what's your preference between the two? Like, if you just went, this is the one that if I had one desert island artist between the two of them, which one would it be?
Are we talking about like they're there with us hanging out, or you have an iPod and you get to hear one or the other's music?
You have an iPod and you get to hear one or the other's music.
Interesting. Because I was going to say if it was in person, then Prince could jam and write 3,000 new songs a day.
He doesn't have his guitar with him.
Oh.
Or any equipment. He's just Prince.
What about his voice?
He has his voice.
Beautiful voice.
Same with David Bowie.
I'm trying to think whose music I like more. Not more, but in volume-wise. And I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I don't know.
You don't know the answer?
I don't know if I like 7 David Bowie songs and 9 Prince songs or vice versa.
Just off the top of your head, which one do you think?
I guess Bowie.
Okay.
I
What
guess.
about you, Nick?
I could say without a doubt I would choose to listen to Bowie between the two. I think Prince is an incredible guitar player. I can't say enough good things about him, but David Bowie is one of the great songwriters ever.
Yeah.
And I could listen to it all day.
I
just realized as I'm saying this, I'm wearing a hoodie that says Rebel Rebel on it.
You are actually.
Hmm.
I would choose to listen to Prince, but I would choose to hang out with David Bowie. I feel like I could talk for hours on end with David Bowie.
See, I feel like I could talk to Prince longer than Bowie.
I think that I know a bit about Prince on a more personal level with some people I've worked with in the industry. And I've definitely heard, all ends of the spectrum because everybody has their days, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maybe Prince's religious stances might be something that would inhibit us from having any kind of real discourse because he was, I believe, a Jehovah's Witness.
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, that being said, so what we're going to do, I want to talk about like kind of how they stack up against each other. So they weren't actually contemporaries. A lot of times in our head, we think, okay, late 70s, early 80s, same era, but Bowie was around long before that. David Bowie was 69 when he died and Prince was 57.
Oh.
So there's definitely a 10-year chunk in between there that they were not actually contemporaries. Bowie got his start long before.
Prince was 54?
57.
Oh. When
was Bowie's first hit? When did the United States come to know of David Bowie? Because I'm gonna guess it was like
I'm
69
Afraid of
or 70.
Americans? No, that was way later in the 80s.
No, that was like the 90s. But I feel like it might have been late 60s even.
All right, let me look it up. So Bowie had Space Odyssey was released in 69, which was his first top 5 entry into the UK singles chart.
Okay.
After a period of experimentation, he reemerged in 72 during the glam rock era with Ziggy Stardust.
Right. So he did have hits in the 60s.
69.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started his professional career as a musician in 1963, but didn't have his first hit until 69.
Right. That makes sense. So, yeah, that was 69. And really, Prince was after 1980. That had been in the 80s. Right?
I don't think so.
You think that was 70s?
No, I think it was, like, I want to say that, like 1978-ish. Prince signed his recording contract with Warner Brothers at the age of 19, and went on to have critical success with Dirty Mind, which was 1980, Controversy, 1981, and 1999, which is 1982. So yeah, you got it, Nick.
That is crazy to think about, though, that difference in their ages and when they became popular. That's a big chunk of time.
It really is.
The entire 70s existed in between that. So.
Yeah. And like in my head, I also kind of think about, Prince was very popular in Minneapolis before being, known throughout the world.
David Bowie was known in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, it actually says that he struggled quite a bit being known in the United Kingdom before Space Odyssey actually came out. It says that he actually studied art, music, and design in college. And then, he had a band before he did Space Odyssey called the Conrads at the age of 15.
I got a couple interesting facts about both of them.
Tell me.
Total record sales. Prince's total record sales are on, about 100 million record sales worldwide, including 48.9 million certified in the United States.
Bowie's got to be more than that, right?
You want to guess?
I'm going to say Bowie is 250 million.
Misty?
I have no idea.
140 for David Bowie.
Oh, okay. So not much more.
Not well, 40 million, just a couple. And then I was in the middle of looking up their IMDb credits when I was like,
interesting.
Who's been in more movies?
Right.
I think it's definitely
it's gotta be Bowie.
It's got to be
Bowie.
The Labyrinth. The Labyrinth.
I didn't get to.
Love Labyrinth.
I haven't gotten to Prince yet on IMDb, but the first thing that comes up on David Bowie's IMDb is how many soundtrack credits he has.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
772.
Whoa!
That's how
Are
many,
you serious?
How many? That's how many times his had a piece of his music in
That makes sense.
film
I
and
love
television.
that because we've talked about it. I love movie soundtracks.
I mean, he's had 50 years worth
Yeah.
of movies that have
Right.
wanted to use his stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then for Prince, slow internet.
He's had a good run too in the last 40 years, I'm sure, with
Right?
movies
Yeah.
using his songs.
Yeah, because you had Under the Graffiti Bridge that came after Purple Rain.
He has Prince has 278 soundtrack credits.
That's interesting, especially how much Prince controlled his discography and was very choosy about where his music went and how it was marketed. I find that super interesting.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and get this on David Bowie, but Prince has 55 acting credits, but that also includes his Super Bowl performances. Those are TV credits.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Shout out, greatest Super Bowl performance
Absolutely.
ever. Prince.
Absolutely. Dude, the sheer insanity of the fact of how hard the rain started coming down during Purple Rain it's mind-blowing. It's one of those moments in music history that you look at and you're like, there's no way you could have planned it. There's no like.
Wait, it was real rain?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
It absolutely was. You can look up the entire history of it and read about it. It's incredible.
He was also actually playing guitar, which is a rare thing for Super Bowl performances. They let him do that.
Wow.
Most of the time,
well, he wouldn't have done it without the ability. He wouldn't have faked it, right?
Everyone fakes it.
Everybody fakes it.
Everyone fakes it.
Not Prince.
There are major
Not Prince and not
artists.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah. But the Chili Peppers were faking it when playing with
Absolutely.
Bruno Mars.
Well, and they came out and actually said,
They said
yes.
it, yeah.
Because when we did the Bruno Mars Super Bowl, it was the first Super Bowl in a thing that doesn't close.
Outdoors.
Yeah.
Outdoors
it was in New Jersey
it was
at
out-
the Meadowlands.
To clarify for people, that was
In
outdoors
January-ish?
So the Super Bowl is always the first weekend in February.
Okay, yeah.
The difference, the big reason why that was a big deal, it was outdoors in a cold weather environment. They almost always do it outdoors, but it's usually in Miami or Arizona.
Right. It was the worst experience of my life. I've never been colder, and I've been to Antarctica, and I've never been colder than I was doing that Super Bowl. And there's no way to keep instruments in tune.
No.
It's just not possible.
Yeah.
And, people don't like that answer a lot. They're just like, why fake it? Because you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. Like, it defies the mechanics of how things work. Sorry. But yeah, no, the Peppers came out and said very, very publicly, yes, we were not playing. You could tell we were not even plugged into anything.
Yeah,
Right.
Flea didn't even pretend to play.
No,
the
he
song.
didn't. He was like, if I'm not going to play, I'm not going to pretend
yeah,
either.
He just danced.
Yeah.
Like with his
Which
bass.
is what they were there for, to, pump up the vibe of all of it.
Back to the actor credits.
Yeah.
David Bowie. Any guesses?
So how many did Prince have?
55.
55?
55.
I'm going to go with over 100 for Bowie.
That's correct.
140.
A little lower.
127.
A little higher. 130.
3 away.
Mm-hmm.
In the rules of our game, I would get a point for that.
You would get a point for that. Including SpongeBob SquarePants.
I was just going to tell you my favorite Prince performance on television. Prince guest starred on the show New Girl with Zooey Deschanel.
Interesting.
He gave her romantic advice, and helped plan out a romantic thing for her when she was trying to romance Nick, her beau.
Now, here's something that brings them closer together as far as composer credits go. Like music written specifically for a project. Bowie's got 94, and Prince has 80.
Yeah. Prince did a lot of writing with other people. I mean, Bowie did too, but
Yeah.
That's all the stats that I got for you, folks.
Well, let's go simple. What's your favorite Prince song, and what's your favorite Bowie song?
Bowie is going to be Major Tom. Probably. It's not the name of the song.
Interesting. I wouldn't expect that.
It's just what I can come up with off the top of my head.
Okay.
And then Prince. I don't know if I have a favorite Prince song.
I think mine's Raspberry Beret.
Yeah, I'll go
It's
with
just so upbeat and so fun, and it always puts you in a good mood no matter what. But then the flip side to that, my favorite Bowie is the entire The Man Who Sold the World album. And that whole album is very much about mental illness and paranoia. And it's a very, very dark album. So I super duper like the dark Bowie and the light Prince.
Now, here's something that may fascinate both of you.
Fascinate me.
Who do you think was worth more money?
Prince.
Bowie.
According to this internet search, I would have gone Bowie too if I didn't know.
It's
but
Prince.
Prince by about 70 million.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Why?
Paisley Park and all of his real estate ventures.
Oh.
And
What's Paisley Park?
it was where he lived in the recording studio.
didn't
And
even
it was
think
an
about that.
entire complex. You can go tour it. I did it a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago. I went and toured with my friend Abby that was actually his Prince's wardrobe person. And
Did he live in this thing?
yeah, in Paisley Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
This big old compound?
Yeah. It's super, it's incredible. Like you can go through the entire recording studio part of it. There are different studios inside of it. There was also a performance hall. Like there's he would invite people over and basically it was a club so that he could like, try out new things and other, he would have interest in other bands and he would invite them to come and play and he would invite all of his friends. It had like literal bars inside of it. And
Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of pictures. It just doesn't seem like this alone is worth 70 million and then to make that worth more
no,
than
he
David
also
Bowie.
had other real estate ventures. Like he owned a couple of clubs in downtown Minneapolis, a couple of music clubs.
Mhm.
I mean, Prince was an incredibly intelligent, like highly intelligent person. You know how you have those people, like sometimes when you're super creative and you have that artist gene in you, that sometimes it takes away some of that common sense part of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Hello? Prince didn't have that. Prince was very adept across the board at anything he put his mind to.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like we're a lot alike there.
Sure.
Thanks, Kanye.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Right?
My favorite Bowie song is Heroes. I think
That's a good one.
my
Oh, that's
favorite-
not bad.
My favorite Prince song is, I don't know if this is lame, but it's probably Purple Rain.
It's not lame at all. That is one of the most beautiful songs I think ever written. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Which is why
Stunning.
is one of the reasons I ended up like I remember getting chills at the end of that Super Bowl performance
Yeah.
because of the way that ended.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I said, I don't think we'll ever see a Super Bowl performance like that again.
Yeah.
That you can't plan that.
Like,
You
it's
can't
one- it's
plan
one of the-
magic
It's
like
one of
that.
the great like live performances. I've ever
Absolutely it
seen.
is.
It's like, for me,
Totally.
it's up there with like Nirvana Unplugged
Phew.
and
Again, the man that sold the world.
yeah,
One of the best covers
True.
ever.
Tying that
Nirvana
to-
covering The Man That Sold the World.
yeah.
Interesting.
I'm trying to watch a clip of Prince playing in the rain.
And
For a
there's-
long time, it was really hard to find that clip online because Prince had, it was during the whole name change thing. And because he performed as Prince, he had that footage pulled. But in the last couple of years, I've been able to find it. So I'm not sure if like his estate
Yeah,
went
it's-
ahead and made
it's
that
on-
available
You should be
again.
able to find it on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. He's playing. Oh yeah, he's playing with the stage is in the shape of his symbol.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Wait.
and he like it's raining and the stage is soaking wet
Soaking wet.
and he's wearing heels.
Yep.
And he's dancing and playing
Uh-huh.
guitar and like singing. He at one point he's like playing with the mic stand, knocking it back and forth, kicking it over and pulling
Yep.
it back up. He's got I mean I can't say enough good things.
Me
about it.
neither.
The cameras are wet.
There'll never be another performance like
He
that.
covered that Foo Fighters song, Best of You.
Yeah.
He's just making music.
Oh, there's people making commentary over this on YouTube. This
Yeah,
is on
like
the
I
NFL
said,
Network.
for a long time, because of the whole name change thing, he yanked all of his old performances so that nobody could be making any money off of them, the record labels off those songs.
Wow.
No, it was you know what? You want to hold him prisoner? He'll yank that shit down too. He still owns part of it.
Ba-boom. But this shit slaps.
Not nearly as much as Prince and David Bowie.
Oh, that's it for this week, guys. We made it to 120. Wow. I've never done anything 120 times.
I have.
Oh, boy.
I've done tours.
Right.
I've had 120 tour dates on them.
I think I've filmed over 120 commercials.
You have.
I have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have a lot to unpack in the Patreon this weekend.
A lot,
folks.
because there's a lot that I still want to say about this last episode.
Yeah.
We didn't even cover any of the covers and the songwriting that they did for
Yeah.
other people. Like,
And we can play music on the Patreon.
yeah. Like Sinead O'Connor, Nothing Compares to You. If you've never heard the Prince version of that,
Oh, it's so
it'll
good.
change your life.
Heroes, we can just play that.
We can just play it. We're going to be playing music and jamming out all weekend.
We are. Come join the Patreon. Patreon.com, Misty and Ike.
Boom.
That's how you find it. It's super easy.
All right, Nick. We'll see you on Monday.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Misty.